Welcome. You're watching Weekly World News on Spring Nectar TV, brought to you by Vibha Ramesh, Los Angeles, United States. First, the top headlines. FDA approves vaccination for ages 12 to 15. India variant of COVID-19 of global concern, says World Health Organization. Election losses trigger standoff between Starmer and Rayner. Suspected COVID victims washed ashore Ganges River banks. Foreign travelers can enjoy a vacation in Spain without negative test report. Now for news in detail. Commencing this week's bulletin with a ray of hope, the Food and Drug Administration has given the green light on the administration of Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine to children in the age group of 12 to 15. The approval that came in well ahead of the next academic year would be a milestone in the country's fight against the deadly virus. According to sources, the vaccine would follow the two-shot regimen and is considered safe and effective on children falling in that age group. It has also been noted that the vaccine reacts in the same manner on young adolescents as it does on adults. Commenting on the positive impact the vaccine would bring on children between 12 and 15 years of age, an assistant professor of international health at the Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health said, "Adolescents, especially, have suffered tremendously from the COVID pandemic. Even though they're less likely than adults to be hospitalized or have severe illnesses, their lives really have been curtailed in many parts of the country. A vaccine gives them an extra layer of protection and allows them to go back to being kids." What's more, the CDC announced yesterday that fully vaccinated people can now enjoy indoor and outdoor activities without wearing masks or social distancing. That said, the rule relaxation does not apply when traveling by plane, bus, or train, and in places like hospitals, nursing homes, and prisons. Meanwhile, the largest U.S. fuel pipeline was forced to be shut down due to the ransomware attack. This brought to light the extensive reach that cyber attacks can have on the aging and vulnerable infrastructure. The attack led to the closure of an entire 5,500 mile of fuel pipeline from Colonial Pipeline Company on Friday. News has it that the crucial gasoline pipeline that stretched from the Gulf Coast to the New York metro area contained an assault that involved ransomware. However, on Thursday, Joe Biden announced that the pipeline has resumed operations and was reaching full capacity. Following the withdrawal of many influential studios from the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, NBC announced on Monday that it has decided not to air the Golden Globe Awards in 2022. The move came as the HFPA's proposed reforms that were meant to address several issues were inadequate. This led to popular studios like Warner Media, Amazon, and Netflix pulling away from the organization. On Monday, the World Health Organization made a statement that the new variant of the virus that originated from India last year is more dangerous and hence of global concern. The variant, named as B.1.617, is the fourth such variant that poses a global risk as it spreads more easily. Vigorous research is on to understand this new variant, and it was found that the variant demands high-level tracking and analysis. Quoting the words of the World Health Organization's technical lead as told at a briefing, "We're classifying this as a variant of concern at a global level. There is some available information to suggest increased transmissibility." Moving on to Afghanistan, a deadly explosion near a school in the Shia neighborhood killed more than 100 people, most of whom were children between 11 and 15 years of age. The bomb blast took place around sunset on Saturday near a girls' school. The neighborhood is known to be a popular target for the ISIS, and this blast came as no surprise. However, residents were deeply hurt at the loss of young lives as much as they were angered at the government for not protecting the Shiite Muslim neighborhood despite repeated attacks. Muhammad Baqir, who had gathered to bury his niece who was a grade 11 student, said, "The government reacts after the incident. It does not do anything before the incident." Unfortunately, similar to the previous attack that took place on April 30th, this too went unclaimed. And in the United Kingdom, the disappointing results in the elections conducted last Thursday led to Labour Party leader Keir Starmer to consider demoting his deputy Angela Rayner. The election result was an eye-opener that put Angela Rayner as a potential future leadership challenger. The proposition to demote her, however, brought to light the influence Rayner has on the public, as her supporters almost immediately condemned the plan. Following their outcry, the duo spent hours in negotiations on Sunday. Over to India, the deadly second wave has given many horror stories about the pandemic, but this one is heart-wrenching. Several dead bodies were recovered from the banks of the holy river, the Ganges. The rapid spread of the virus into rural India overwhelmed healthcare facilities and crematoriums. To this effect, Buxar district that lies between Bihar and Uttar Pradesh was severely impacted with the influx of COVID patients. Nearly 70 corpses were recovered from the banks of the Ganges, although some sources say that the number could be as high as 100. And on Wednesday, several more bodies were found in the Ranj River in Madhya Pradesh. What is more depressing is that the bodies may have been dumped because of overwhelmed crematoriums or because relatives could not afford wood for funeral pyres. Said a local official Ashok Kumar to the media, "We have directed concerned officials to dispose of all bodies, to either bury or cremate them." Going by the current coronavirus dashboard, 362,727 new cases were reported as of yesterday. And in China, a freak accident left a man stranded on a glass-bottomed suspension bridge. According to sources, the man was standing on the 100-meter-high bridge at Pian Mountain on Longjing City when sudden gale-force winds with a speed of up to 150 kilometers per hour thrashed the transparent panels. The shattered glass left him hanging to the side of the bridge for over half an hour, after which rescue personnel showed up at the site. Photos of the accident instantly took to the internet and went viral. Sources say that the man is unharmed and is being assessed at a hospital. Meanwhile, tensions continue to prevail between Israel and Palestine as militant groups from the two countries exchange strikes following a police raid on the Al-Aqsa Mosque in Jerusalem. Accelerating anger and violence between Syrians and Palestinians have left hundreds injured and is now garnering international concern. In retaliation to the deadly strikes from the Palestinian territory, the Prime Minister of Syria, Benjamin Netanyahu, has promised to increase the intensity of attacks on Gaza. Subsequently, he announced that it was decided that both the might of the attacks and the frequency of the attacks will be increased. The death toll caused by the incessant trading of airstrikes and rockets stands at over 83 people. Bringing you the last in today's report, starting May 20th, overseas visitors will be free to enjoy a holiday in Spain without having to worry about providing a negative test report. To this effect, Spain's tourism minister, Maria Reyes, announced that the country will be open to welcoming British tourists back without the need for a negative COVID test. Speaking at the campaign launch that opens the gates to foreign visitors, she was noted as being particularly keen on welcoming UK holidaymakers. She also spoke about the two safety systems in place that will guarantee visitors' health. She said, "The recommendations will be reviewed in the Foreign Affairs Council on 20 May, and that will allow us to provide certainty to markets outside the European Union when it comes to the restarting of travel, especially travel from the UK, which is our largest market. If all goes well, from 20th May, although there's always a bit of the unknown over the evolution of the pandemic in the countries we're focusing on with the campaign, though the numbers from the UK look good on both vaccination and accumulated incidents, Britons will be able to come to Spain. What's more, they won't be asked for a PCR test when they arrive in the country. I think it's really good news." On that note, we come to the end of this news bulletin. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again next Friday with the latest happenings from across the globe. Thank you.